Welcome back to the channel, you big bass lovers. It's Demont coming at you again. Well, I told them when they got the new reel and they got it set up, I would check it out. This is the DK100 Black Limited Edition. Supposedly have everything fixed. I don't know. We're going to find out together. Now, to be honest, I've already opened the box up a little bit. Seen a couple of little things. One thing I didn't like really at all. But we're going to talk about it. You get the Chinese paperwork that you can't read unless you speak Chinese. And you get the reel in a little bag. They changed the handle, which I am not happy about. This is basically the same handle they put on the tender chute. And this is supposed to be comparison to the Conquest. I do like the black color. Let's see here. Did they make this better? We can get this out easier. Let's find out. Yeah, it comes out a little bit easier this time. And it has the generic FTB. Sorry, my hands are all jacked up. On the camping trip we just got through with, we came back. Well, my legs were twisted. Well, that snapped in a lot easier than the other one did. Okay, so let's listen to some sounds. But well, my legs was twisted, and I had to undo the foot, and the foot came back and pinched the end of this finger off, and it gave me a blood blister on this finger. Okay, I do like how they changed the thumb bar. That little bitty sticker on the bottom, that wasn't going to stay there. I do regret that I made another video and I sent it to them and I accidentally erased it and I forgot to send it to you guys. But anyway, I do like how they redid the thumb bar. There's really no play in it, but it's not the easiest to depress. Here's your... I noticed this when I was playing with earlier. The clicks are very rough. And they feel like they stick. The line guide appears to be the same. I'm probably going to go ahead and change this handle right now. I brought a couple of handles from outside to take a look at it. Just because I changed all the ones on the tender chute and on the, what's that thing called, the Genesis, by Caesar. You see, it's just not very fluid. The reel doesn't feel as smooth as the original one did. All right, so let's get some specs on it. All right, so first things first. I brought my scale in for some of you like the scale work. No, I ain't pinching 7 out of every 8. Okay, so it weighs 6.6 ounces, which is a teeny bit heavier than the Conquest. Let's see what the spool weighs on this thing. Where is it at here? All right, so let's get out this is just a jewelry scale. Let's turn it on. Hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. Okay, hit the wrong button. Let that come on. The spool weighs. Okay, don't be silly. And it's got, these have the orange seal bearings in the spools. But the spool weighs, let me make sure you can see all this really good, 5.47 ounces. So it is an improvement. They did make the spool lighter. And the spool is actually lighter than the Conquest spool. All right, so now let's go ahead and put this back in. So, I mean, it should be, you should be able to cast the lightest of lights with this. Now, I can't go ahead and instantly guarantee, but I mean, okay, so it does still have this little issue here where it doesn't want to line up right. Okay, so I need to set the spool in. Make sure the spool's set in. Where's that lever? Right here. Okay. And you gotta get this lined up with that. He keeps trying to pull the spool out. Come on now, stop that mess. So this is the same thing the first reel was doing. It went back on there really easy the first time, then the second time, not so much. Okay, here we go. Let's make sure the spool's in there. There we go, get it turned a little bit. Try to set this straight down. There, I got it now. Oh, it don't look like it. It is not. Now it is. There it goes. It popped in place. Okay, so now, I don't know why I put that back in there when I'm going to put line on the damn thing. Okay, let's get this stuff out of the way. I wanted to put red line on, but the only thing I have is 0.1. I did have 0.4, but I don't want to go that light with this reel. I was thinking about doing either black and red, the handles, or doing, these are Jatari candles, or doing black with a cork handle. I am kind of feeling black and red. Well, which one's longer? They're the same length. So let's do black and red. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm gonna take the spool back out so we're not goofing around too much here. Because I don't like this handle. That. The handle is barely even tightened up on there. Okay, so you want to make sure nothing flies off. I like to hold my drag star down just in case it's spring loaded. And you lose a little bit of piece in there, like how some of the cheaper drag clickers are. Okay, so it's not like that. It is still like trying to push the drag star up. All right, so let's go and get this out. This looks to be a 4x7. So let's see, I might have to have the insert in here. Okay, so I thought I grabbed the one for Shimano because it's supposed to be like direct Shimano. Okay, yep, 4x7. Just what I thought. That already looks really cool. Look at that thing. All right, now let's get out the right-hand nut. I should have got this out before I start doing this. I'm sorry, guys. Nope, don't push up. Dang it. All right, so Sorry about that, guys. Now let's push this all back down. So this is a square retainer nut here. So you got to get lined up on there right. And then they had this turned out. So I'm going to put it back turned out. I'll put that on. And of course, these are not labeled. Anytime you're dealing with these cheaper reels, you're going to have to find the right one. Okay, that's the right hand. They come with a right hand and a left hand nut, and you have to find the right one. Okay. All right. Red retainer. Like to line that up really good. Drop my screw in. Give it a good screw in. Oopsie. I should push this in a little bit because it's too long right now. Anyway, there we go. That's changed. Nice ball bearing handle. That's already so much better. And look at how it looks. All right, let me go grab his pizza and I'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that. Had to get the pizza and the kids want to watch a movie. So, all right, so far we changed the handle to that red handle. And I think for right now, I am going to use the 0.1 on here, the 1.0. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with this reel yet. Let me look at the box again. I think it's kind of a slow gear ratio. That's the only bad thing I don't like about it. They don't give you a lot of information. Is it on the box anywhere? That's a no. Is it on the paperwork anywhere what the reel speed is? Let me look at it and I'll show you guys if I can find it. This is the paperwork for the original one. But I don't see any numbers on here. All I see is Chinese symbols. Let's look at the reel itself for a second. DK100. Oopsie, sorry about that. Go top. Let's see anything here. It's a 6/8 to 1. Oops. You can kind of see it there in that faint black writing right here. I can't even make it zoom in right. So 6/8 to 1. So this is more, this would be more of a cranking kind of reel. Normally I would put fluorocarbon on here. I would put 7 or 8 pound fluorocarbon and call it a day. But I didn't bring that in with me, so I'm gonna put 1.0 on it because I want to see if it still has the same line lay issues. So we're gonna set it up the same way we did before. We're gonna get our spooler here. Which way is the line coming off? Let's see what we got. Trying to do everything the same. All right. And I think this red would look really good with it, so that's my personal preference. If If it's good at all, we'll find out, I guess. So now we need to take the spool back off. My son's up there making all kinds of crazy noises. All right, let's mount the reel to the winder. Now we gotta tie our connection knot. Give me just a second here. Let me get this all set up. Oops. Pull the line through. I've showed you guys how to do this before. I'll show you again real fast. Give me a second. Let me get my big hands. We can't really see right now anyway, so I'm gonna feed the line through. It's hard when you're dealing with little reels with big ass fans. All right, so we got the line through. Now we're gonna make basically just a uni knot. You're gonna bring it over. You're gonna make a loop. I always like to put 5 wraps in the loop when I'm doing this step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always make sure you're getting both sides. My dry fingers just made it go weird. It grabbed one of the pieces of my dry cracked skin. 5. I'm not sure if I got that last one good, so we're gonna do one more. All right, so then you're gonna close your knot up. Right now it's looking weird on me. There we go. I hope that's good. We'll find out in a second. Get out my scissors here. Okay. Then you're going to take your loop that you've made. I like to take it around my spool 2 to 3, well, usually 3 or 4 times, not 2 to 3. I come in, I bring it around, then I take it from the other way and go around with it. Then I take this side and come back around one more time. We started watching Squid Game. That's been kind of crazy. I don't know if anybody's watched Squid Game. We watched the first season. We're in the second season now. I like it. It's kind of crazy. All right, so there's your line on your spool. Then you're going to bring it back through. Put it back in the reel. Get your side plate. Hope it lines up in her nice and easy this time. It always likes to mess with me. There we go. Oops, sorry about the camera work, guys. That was my fault. It's so hard to grab this little lever when you put this thing on a rod. Let's just do this. There we go. It's locked in place now. So let's see how this thing does with line lay. Tighten the drag a little bit. First impressions, it's Not coming all the way to the edges yet. Let me keep going some more. Doggone this fucking tripod. I'm sorry guys about my camera work here. The tripod keeps being wonky on me. Dang it. It keeps wanting to fall over. Let's try that. I should have brought my neck piece in, but I forgot to bring it. It's hard for me to see this in the camera if it's doing right. Yeah, it's starting to do the same dumb crap the other one did. See the gap in the side of the spool? Both sides, once again. So it looks like they have not resolved these issues. God damn it. I'm gonna put a little more on here, see if it starts filling in. Okay, it's starting to fill in a little better. So I'm gonna keep putting line on, see if it knocks this mess off. If I have to put all this back on that spool, it's gonna suck. Yep, look at that. You can see it already. Yep. It's doing it on both damn sides. I thought this thicker line would make it better, but as you can see, it is not. Damn it. I had such high hopes for it. Now I gotta take this handle back off. Well, I guess before I take the handle off, I wanna try to put some fluorocarbon on here just to see. So I can, that's one thing I didn't do last time, was put fluorocarbon on it. So that last one's supposed to have a 8.0 gear ratio on it. It's supposed to be like the HG. I'm gonna do about 10 more turns, see what it does. Okay, so I'm getting towards the end of that spool. It's still, you can still see it. You can clearly see that gap. See the gap on both sides of it? And you shouldn't be getting this. Let me use this so you can see it better. All right, so right here is the gap. So right now I'm putting the tip of that screwdriver all the way in there. I'm giving it just the tip. If I turn it over to the flathead side, probably a little better. Let me turn it over so you can see better. All right, so see how much is going in there? And then doing the same thing on this side. So you can see how high the ridge right here is. I mean, this is ridiculous. Man, I know people out there are loving this reel because it's like a conquest. It's like $130. I mean, shit. I mean, I'm trying to be positive, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this line on here. I'm going to try to do what I did before. I'm going to take and go out and really wind it on really tight. But you need to be careful when you do that stuff, guys. When you're dealing with this braided line on these BFS spools, you can take a chance of warping your spool. But you guys see I did nothing to try to warp that spool. These little guitar handles are really nice. I'm going to go ahead and take this line off the spool. There we go. So all the lines off the spool. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a fair shake. That's what I did with the last one. I put line on it. I went out and tried practice casting with it, and it was catching the gap on each side when I was casting. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it does. But that does look, let me take it off of here so you can see it a little better again. That does look really sharp. Look at that. You can really see it now. I take it off here and put it up here to it. Look at that big gap. I mean, damn. Just look at that. Whole damn screwdriver blades going down between it. God damn. Maybe this is like a... Maybe it needs like fluorocarbon. I don't know. I'm at my wit's end with this kind of mess. But I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take this line. I'm going to tighten it on there really tight. Or pack it on there really tight. I'm going to try casting it. See how it does. If it sucks, I'm going to take the line off and I'm going to put some 8-pound fluorocarbon on here. Or I might put some 8-pound mono just so I can be cheap with it. And just see. Because right now, I can tell you right now, putting this handle on, that little extra length, a little extra smoothness, get some line on here, it has really made the reel feel a lot smoother. It feels a lot smoother now than it did when I first took it out. Or it might be the spool, taking that spool in and out a couple of times, it kind of loosened it up some. But, I mean, I wish the engineers is going to have to fix this mess. I mean, it's still doing the same thing. Well, I appreciate you guys staying to the end. I'll let you know, I'll probably do another video once I get this tightened up. I'll show you how I tighten it up. Usually what I do is I tie the hook on, put the hook to my fence, walk the line all the way out to the backyard and reel it back in. And keep like tension on a rod and reel it in with the rod. It's just kind of disappointing to see it still doing the same damn thing. And the stuff they changed, like the handle, sucked. Something, their spool tension knob is nowhere near as refined as it was before. I mean, it's like really jumpy. I do like the black. I'm not sure if this has got to be painted. I don't think it's anodized. It doesn't feel anodized. It could be. It's hard to tell when you're dealing with that matte. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below. I'll do some updates on this pretty soon. And we'll go from there. Right now, I'm just going to leave it as I still love the way the reel looks. I'm glad they changed the way they were doing the thumb bar. This is better in my opinion. It gives you more easier access, even on my big thumb, to get to the spool. Some people complain about the Conquest and they try to I don't know why you would do this. Put your thumb on the spool when you're setting the hook. I guess if you have your drag set super, super, super loose, but I always kind of set my drag appropriately. And I always try to use an appropriate rod for what I'm doing. I don't really try to go out there and use a super limp-ass rod and have my drag set super, super weak and then try to put my thumb on the spool when I'm trying to set the hook. That kind of, to me, defeats a lot of the purposes. Some people complain about the Conquest for that same thing. I don't have that issue because I try to use the reel for what it's intended for. Well, I try to make the setup for what I have it intended for. So that's what I should say. I make my setup for what it's intended for. There you go. That's better. All right, guys. Till next time. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Sorry about my shoddy camera work. I was trying to make sure I had from start to beginning to end. Because some people said they really wish they would see me putting it on to begin with and see what I was doing. There you go. All right, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Don't like the video. Whatever you got to do. Appreciate you going for the ride with me. And I'll catch you on the next one.